Hello friends, myself Dr. Sonali and welcome to my channel called Bed Recall. Today we are going to learn about genital system. What is our today's good thought? It is everything you want is on the other side of the fear. Okay. In the beginning, everybody thinks like it is very difficult. Whatever the person wants to do, it seems very difficult in the beginning. But as the person will try to learn about the particular thing he want to achieve, he will try to learn and he will try to find out many things and he will try to do everything he wants to do. Ultimately, he will figure out what he wants and he will succeed. So, fear is just a feeling or just a thing. You don't need to give it so much importance. Let's see what is genital system. It is just an overview. I will teach you about its anatomical aspects. So let's see the male reproductive system. In male reproductive system, we are going to learn about testis. Let's start with the parts of testis. The first one will be head of epididymis. This is head of epididymis and this is body of epididymis and then tail of epididymis. We saw head, body and tail. Okay. And this is whole testis. And they are seminiferous tubules. The microstructures. It is tunica albuginea. The outer covering is tunica albuginea. And there is vas deferens. Okay, vas deferens. So this is. So inside the testis, the main function is production of sperms. Okay. And after that, it will go towards the vas deferens. So that vas deferens will carry it. And then the semen, the fluid, will be added as it goes further. Okay, all those prostatic glands and all those seminiferous glands, these will add the secretions and then it will form semen. And this is a microstructure. We can see straight tubules, then rete testes, this capillary like structure, this is networking is rete testes, then efferent tubules. Efferent means which are going away from testis. Okay, efferent. Then ductus deferens, that is vas deferens. This is the vas deferens which is going out. Okay, this is all epididymis. All this covering is this comma shaped covering is epididymis. Epididymis has head, body and tail. Okay, and after epididymis, the sperms are carried by vas deferens. We have to become familiar with cells also. Seminiferous tubules is the site of spermatogenesis. Okay, the cells are Sertoli cells, which are also known as nurse cells. They support gametocytes. Substantacular. Sertoli cells are also known as sustentacular cells. And it secretes inhibin or Mullerian inhibiting substance. Okay, this is an MCQ point. So Sertoli cells are also known as nurse cells. They secrete inhibin or Mullerian inhibiting substance. The second cell is Leydig cells, which is also known as interstitial cell. It secretes testosterone and it is present around seminiferous tubules. Okay, so testosterone is secreted by Leydig cells. Then sperms are found in lumen, peripherally primordial germ cell, gametogonium and gametocytes are present. Now you will understand this, whatever I was telling you. So this is a cross section of seminiferous tubule. Okay, there is lumen at the center and the sperms are found in the lumen. Okay, they are produced from the primordial germ cells and in a step-by-step process, like it from spermatogonia, from primordial germ cells, that is stem cells, it will form spermatogonia, and from primordial germ cell it will form gametogonium and then gametocytes and all. We are not going to discuss here the timeline part of this spermatogenesis. I am just giving you an idea about the organs of spermatogenesis. Okay, these are spermatocytes, pinkish cells with a bigger nucleus at the center. As you are going towards the center from the base, if it is a base and we are going towards the center, we can see lines of cells and the size of cells is going to decrease, okay, and the lines and the size of cells is decreasing, and the spermatids here, spermatids, and then sperms are formed in the lumen, and these interstitial cells are found. So for example, suppose here is a seminiferous tubule and another seminiferous tubule is present here and another is here, and these Leydig cells are formed here somewhere in between those spermatocytes, okay, in between those seminiferous tubules we are going to see these interstitial cells. See what is blood testis barrier. We saw about blood brain barrier. Now we are going to see here the blood testis barrier. So blood testis barrier separates sperms from blood, okay. So you can also think like why the sperms are not found in blood, है ना? But what inhibits sperms from going into the blood? Because blood capillaries and all these things are present around the testis also, but why sperms are not found in the blood and only in the semen? So its reason is blood testis barrier. So ये क्या होता है? It separates sperms from blood. So blood testis barrier separates sperms from blood and it is strengthened by Sertoli cells. So Sertoli cells जो हैं they play important role in formation of blood testis barrier. ये क्यों फॉर्म करते, क्यों इम्पॉर्टेंट है? बिकॉज सर्टोली सेल्स क्या करते हैं, स्ट्रॉन्ग इंटरसेलुलर जंक्शंस बनाते हैं एंड इंटरसेलुलर जंक्शंस के वजह से ब्लड टेस्टिस बैरियर स्ट्रेंथ मिलती है एंड द ब्लड टेस्टिस बैरियर इज permeable to primary germ cells, gametogonium and gametocytes. That is semi permeable है, okay. याद रखना blood testis barrier separates sperms from blood and इसमें मेन रोल किसका है, सर्टोली सेल्स का है. Let's see the structure of sperm. So this is the sperm. It has head is having acrosome at the apex, a big central nucleus, and then centriole at the end near the neck. Then you can see this neck piece, this neck. After that there is a middle piece which joins head and tail. Head and tail के बीच में क्या है, middle piece है, and middle piece is formed of mitochondria. Then there is a tail which is also known as flagellum, and there is outer covering is also known as plasma membrane. So sperm Golgi apparatus forms acrosome. This acrosome is formed of Golgi apparatus. Acrosome has Leydig enzymes called acrosine. It helps in penetration of zona pellucida, which is present inside the egg of female egg, okay. Nucleus present in the head of sperm, and it carries chromosome into oocytes. Centrioles, also known as microtubules, helps in formation of long cilia or tail of sperm or flagella. तो जो centriole होता है, centriole is responsible for formation of this long tail. Then come to mitochondria. Mitochondria is present in middle piece and it is powerhouse of cells, okay. Powerhouse of cell is mitochondria. What is female reproductive system? So this is a diagram of female reproductive system. You can appreciate here the main thing, uterus, then uterine tube, also known as fallopian tubes. These are femorae, then ovary, and then vagina here. Vagina and uterus connected by cervix. And this endometrium and myometrium are layers of uterus. The specific feature of vagina is that there is no glands. It is wet due to transudation. It is wet due to transudation. It is highly vascular. And that vagina को तो glands नहीं होते हैं, तो why it is wet, है ना? Vagina को glands नहीं होते हैं, फिर भी it is wet because of transudation. And the secretions are because of cervical glands. See some histology aspect. Lining of the tubules are ciliated columnar epithelium. Then ovaries are lined by cuboidal epithelium. Uterus is lined by columnar epithelium, and uterine cervix is lined by squamo-columnar junction. Uterine cervix, okay, cervix has unique feature because it is lined by squamo-columnar junction, which is prone to metaplasia. It has endocervix, which is towards the uterus, and it is lined by columnar epithelium. And then ectocervix, which is towards the vagina, so it is lined by stratified squamous epithelium. It has similar features like anus, okay, as we saw in anus in the previous lecture. There was also the same type of transition, and here also, if this is a cervix, above the cervix there is uterus, okay, and below the cervix there is vagina. So the transitional zone, that is the cervix, will contain characteristics of both parts, both upper and lower part, okay. So the endocervix, which is towards the uterus, will be lined by the same lining which is lining to the uterus, and the ectocervix, which is towards the vagina, will be having the same lining as that of vagina, okay. So endocervix is lined by columnar epithelium because uterus is also lined by columnar, and ectocervix is lined by stratified squamous epithelium because vagina is also lined by stratified squamous epithelium. And the ratio of connective tissue to smooth muscle in the uterus is 8:2. The vagina is lined by squamous epithelium. Now there is a clinical point, that is Carter-Jenner syndrome, also known as immotile cilia syndrome. Here there are no cilia in the fallopian tube, which leads to infertility in females. So Carter-Jenner syndrome is responsible for infertility in females, and it leads to ectopic pregnancies also. Let's see some histology aspect of uterus. The uterus lining is changing. It is never the same, okay. Uterus layers changes as in different phases, because the picture is different in every phase. So you can see the outermost covering is perimetrium. This is the perimetrium. Then the middle one is myometrium. You can see here smooth muscles, okay. This is myometrium, and then along with the cavity there is endometrium, okay, also known as functionalis endometrium, okay, because it is functional, because this is the endometrium. This endometrium will shade off whenever there is menstruation going on, okay. Menstrual cycle में जो भी shed होता है तो वो होता है endometrium, okay. So endometrium thick हो जाएगा तो ये basalis part and functionalis part, तो basalis part वैसा ही रहता है, बट फंक्शनलिस पार्ट जो होता है एंडोमेट्रियम का, इट विल शेड ऑफ एवरी मंथ. प्रोलिफरेटिव फेज एंड सिक्रेटरी फेज, ओके. मेंस्ट्रुअल फेज में तो सारा शेड ऑफ हो जाता है, इतना लेयर, ओके, इतना लेयर फंक्शनलिस लेयर. देन प्रोलिफरेटिव फेज में क्या होता है, प्रोलिफरेशन होता है, मतलब ग्लैंड्स जो होते हैं ना उनका फॉर्मेशन होता है अच्छे से. देखो स्ट्रोमा है, वॉट एवर दिस इज ऑल स्ट्रोमा. it is like a ocean, and in the ocean you can appreciate some glands. These are islands of glands. Just an example, these are uterine glands, circular in shape, okay. During secretory phase, which is before the menstruation, okay, in secretory phase the uterine gland become corkscrew shaped. देखा यहाँ पे ग्लैंड्स जो होते हैं इरेगुलरली और लार्ज दिख रहे हैं, ओके. एंड स्ट्रोमा यहाँ पे है ही वैसे. स्ट्रोमा इज स्कैंटी बट द यूट्राइन ग्लैंड्स आर लार्जर इन साइज, एंड लुमेन भी दिख रहा है ज़्यादा. So today we have covered genital system in short. We saw both male and female genital system, okay. And subscribe my channel, follow for more. Thank you.